So, an article, a man named Scott Galloway says we are barreling towards a nation with 3 million lords being served by 350 million serfs. Boy, I agree with that. But I don't agree with his Pollyanna solution. He says that capitalism fails unless it rests on a foundation of empathy and love. Yeah. So, according to Adam Shapiro of Yahoo Finance Live, this requires being harsh at times to corporations, but more empathetic and generous with U.S. citizens. Well, and I'm all for that, but not all corporations are equal. Some are outright monopolies. Now, I have noted we have two industries, big tech, which include social media giants, Facebook, Google, Twitter, yada yada, and on and on. And then we've got the media entertainment moguls, which are basically, we've said there's up to perhaps 6 of these oligarchies that control 90% of everything we see here, both in news and in entertainment. And it's more than that. Let's just throw out one. Let's see. Yahoo itself is owned by Verizon, big telecom company. And let's see, CNN is owned by AT&T. Yeah, well, go figure. And those are the minor players. But they're completely out of control. They're essentially so dominant that literally they're more powerful than most countries. They're clearly anti-American, anti-middle class, anti-Trump, and they're unquestionably guilty of directly fixing this election for Democrats and the far left socialists and globalists who rule that party. So the notion of empathy and feelings are fine, but they don't help to fight the monopolistic power of essentially these two industries. So my answer is quite simply, you start using the same kind of solutions that trust busters like good old Teddy Roosevelt used to break up Standard Oil and its chief oligarch of the late 19th, early 20th century, J.D. Rockefeller. Today, we need to limit the power of guys like Bezos, who has not one but two significant issues. First, Amazon needs to be busted up so the playing field is made easier for small businesses to compete. That's my definition of compassion, empathy, and love for small business. Second, no man with that kind of wealth should be anywhere near a major media mouthpiece like the Washington Post. So the other tech players like Twitter, Facebook, Google also need to be held accountable for their censorship of conservatives. So doing away with that Section 230 protection is a start so that they are not treated with kid gloves and giving them the ability to censor who they please. You know, clearly Google's monopoly status puts them in the same category as Amazon. So, as a comparison, at its zenith, J.D. Rockefeller's Standard Oil was worth about $1 trillion in today's dollars. Now, Google's market cap today is about $1.5 trillion, $1.5 trillion. Amazon's worth is about $1 trillion. So, of the 180 or so countries on the planet, there's only 16 that have a net worth, that have a GDP, that is, of more than $1 trillion. So these companies are by nature monopolistic dictatorships. What the oligarchs demand, the minions obey. Clearly, we can see this in the media sector where the echo chamber is one voice, and it's not democratic, it's certainly not pro-America or pro-business or conservative. So one government regulation that would actually be beneficial to small business and the little guys in the market is to start using the antitrust division of the Justice Department to rein in these vulture capitalists, which are really little more than globalists with a socialist tyrannical ideology. But that looks like an uphill battle with so many politicians are bought and sold by either big tech oligarchs, the media oligarchs, or the Chinese communists. You want compassion for the little guy? Start putting the screws to big tech. The media politicians that are bought and sold by these forces, put the screws to them. Maybe put the screws to China. Buy American. Bring manufacturing back to America. Oh, that sounds like Trump. No wonder he's been so vilified by the forces of evil.